everybody. My name is Mike Guilfoyle. I'm a vice president at ARC. I'm in the steering committee for the DTC as well, along with my colleague Greg Gorbach and Valentine DeLue, who's not here today. We were the three founders of the DTC, so it's a very important organization for us, and we hope that you're getting a lot of value from it. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, I probably should. So member business portion is just kind of the nuts and bolts of what we've got going on at the moment. And then we'll get on to more valuable conversation here. So we will, in 2022, continue our monthly cadence meetings. It's been a little bit unusual this year because normally we go February to February with the annual gathering. So some of the things that we normally do in February will show here we would take care of in the annual meeting, like voting, those types of things. So it's the second Tuesday of each month, 11 a.m. Eastern, and here's what we've done so far. So in January, we did something around the future electric grid, and this is really understanding the implications of energy transition on industrial markets, just the profound impact that that's going to have on industrial markets is staggering. We did have part one of our annual member gathering. I'll talk a little bit about that, some of the voting that we did there. We had a connected worker meeting that was fantastic in terms of not just what people were preparing to do and were doing prior to the pandemic, but actually what they've continued to do and are actually accelerating relative to connected work and the use of expertise and the amplification of expertise across the organization. We are also trying to integrate new topics where we think that they have real relevance in terms of operations, and supply chain, of course, is one of them. When you look at sustainability as a business issue, a lot of that is around the supply chain, and the decisions made around the supply chain are going to really affect how operations moves forward in a world where you have to have ESG performance goals and you have to meet them. So we're integrating things like supply chain and their role in operations. And then last month we had fantastic panel from Lindy and Dow, two amazing professionals that were data scientists that were just, it's incredible how well they understood the implications between how to use data science and the really some of the issues associated with operationalizing data science through machine learning. It's a fascinating discussion. And then we do have coming up in July, we're going to do, we don't have the panel nailed yet. We've got a couple of folks in place. If you do want to be part of that, do let me know, let Greg know, Peter know, whomever. We're going to do something around data connectivity. That is, as you'll see, one of the topics that rose to the top in terms of our voting. So this is for folks that are new and have not done this. What we do every February, usually in person, is we will have members vote on what they think is important to them. And this represents a list of probably 30 topics, and this is the top of the list. So the great thing about DTC, as Brian mentioned, it's your community. So you get to determine what we talk about as a group. And this represents what you felt was important this year. And as you can see, normally we go February to February, so you'd see most all of these bullets checked off. But right now, we've done 4 of the topics that you asked us to cover. We'll continue to do that. And then next February, we'll do the same thing. And you'll vote on what you want to learn about. So that's how this works. And that's why collaboration and sharing is so important. That's what makes it go. So this is something that I think will probably be mentioned a couple more times during the week. But we've got a QR code here if you want to download this report. I think it's in your swag bag on the app as well. This was something I participated in along with Greg, Mark Sengupta, who can't be here today, and Marianne Tequila, who cannot either. We're starting this as the first annual report we just released. It was meant to be released in February, right in time for the in-person forum, which we're now having. But you can still download this if you'd like. This is something we're going to try to continue every year. And the purpose really is to try to understand what are the key areas of focus that separate leaders in transformation from the rest of the pack, and where do you need to concentrate, and how can you learn from those folks? Greg will talk about it a little bit more tomorrow morning in the morning keynote. But what we found is even the leaders in transformation, they're not transformed as companies. They're transforming in pockets, and they're doing certain things very, very well. So this report covers what those things are, looks at the top 25, and also walks through the methodology of how we arrived at that top 25. And one of the things that's really important is we're in the process now of working through the second edition, which we plan to release, Greg, probably around February, I would assume, January, February of next year. One of the things that we do is it's all about, part of the score is about getting peer input. So, you folks, Brian gave some great examples. He's talking to a lot of people. He understands who's doing what and who's innovating. So we want community input as part of our scoring methodology. So if you'd like to participate, please either just go to that URL or get the QR code there, open it up, give us your name, and when we're ready to do that voting, that peer voting, which will be in the fall, we'll get back in touch with you. And you can help us determine and let us know who's out there, who's innovating. Are we missing people? Are there things that we should know about and that we should communicate to the group? Because that's our purpose as a company. So in February of every year, we vote for our steering committee, and we did so again virtually this time. Really, our mandate in terms of our bylaws to do this every single year in February. We have a mixed group of both members and a few folks from ARC as well. And what we do with this committee is we meet every other month. We have some ad hoc conversations as well. But the idea is to let the steering committee guide where the community goes and really represent every member and give us the inputs in terms of how do we do this better? What should we share? How can we improve the community? It's not a heavy burden by any means, but it's an important one. And I think the folks that are on the steering committee, they get a lot of value of being part of that group and part of that conversation. So if that's something you want to participate in the future, feel free to put your name on the ballot come February of next year. So this is the biggest group we've ever had. What we found now that we're at 2,300 plus members is we want to make sure that our steering committee represents that cross section of industry. So we have, I think, 15 plus industries represented amongst those 2,300. So we really wanted to make sure that we had good representation. This is again voted by you, and we are looking at this probably, we expanded it quite a bit, and we'll probably try to keep it about this size next year. We really try to make sure it just matches what you need as a community in terms of the numbers themselves. Great group of people. The steering committee has been invaluable since we founded the group, and their continued participation is crucial to our success. So again, if that's something you want to be part of, please do participate. And then we've got some ARC folks in there as well, just to give balance to it and to represent that view across industries that ARC can bring to the table. This again, we increased the size of this group too. So Peter joined this year, just because this community is growing and it's vibrant, and we're just trying to apply resources as best we can to help the community thrive.